welcome everyone to Mystics Outlook. We got Raymond Lyons here, Ricardo Dudley Jr., Wilson Tarpe Jr., and we're going to get straight to it. Atlanta holds off a late Mystics rally for the 80-75 win. This was the Mystics regular season home finale. They have one more game left in the regular season. However, the loss tonight puts them in seventh, kind of cements them in seventh. That said, Cardell, you're in the building. You can tell us how we got here.
It felt like the Dream with some more physical team all game long. They punished them on the boards, 47 to 32, and 9 offensive. And a few of those offensive rebounds came late in the fourth quarter where Memphis had the chance to secure that rebound, possibly get a couple more cracks at it to try to take the lead after Sykes hit the clutch three in the corner to bring them within two. They were just a more physical team, and they had less mistakes, little mistakes. You know what I mean? Key turnovers at the wrong time. I brought up the boards, making your layups. Sykes had a monster game, but she should have had about 35, but she missed a few layups. That would have had been the difference in the game. Just little mental mistakes, man. It's tough. It's tough against this team. The Dream didn't particularly shoot the ball well. They started off kind of strong, but they settled down with obviously the Mystics defense got at them. But the Dream, I don't think people understand how athletic and how long they are. They keep a rotation of about 6'1" plus players coming in that are versatile can do a lot of things. Led by Ryan Howard, who's obviously their franchise player and superstar and all-star. Alicia Gray, she did her thing. She's a pass. And the thing about them, they got so many guards that are threats. It's hard. It takes a lot out of the Mystics guards to have to also score and defend, which is why the night that Brittany Sykes had was big time, man. Obviously, she was motivated by a play that happened in the first half. She came out second half and she was on one to try to, in a sense, to try to redeem herself. I also feel like Haley Jones in the first half, the rookie, she gave the Dream some big minutes, man. They couldn't stop it from going downhill. They couldn't. 7 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists, 3 of 5 shooting. And she had a way. She was getting the board and taking it coast to coast. And I like how the Dream are using her. They utilize her as a big point guard. And in this game, it helped. It helped them and hurt the Mystics drastically. The Mystics guards, we all know they're great defenders, but they're not big. They're about 5'9" across the board. Whereas you got Haley Jones, who's 6'1", running point. You know what I mean? And then they go all the way to Cheyenne Parker, who's about 6'4", 6'5". Monique Billings, who's about 6'4", 6'5". You know what I mean? It wears on you as the game goes on, and that's what you saw. It took a couple of misses to keep a couple of those big girls out the paint, and then next thing you know, Ryan Howard's flying in, getting an offensive rebound, or Alicia Gray, or Haley Jones, or somebody, man, and it's deflated. And if you keep giving a team cracks at it to score, eventually they're going to score. They had their chances. You can obviously hindsight's 2020. I would love for that shot, the Deladon miss to go to Sykes. I felt like she had a hot hand. Deladon was off all night. This wasn't her night. I felt like that was the time to put the ball in Sykes' hands and try to win it or lose with her, because she's the reason why you're in the game to begin with. But neither here nor there, man. It is what it is. Tough loss. Tough loss to close out the season at home. But it just came down to little things. It wasn't that they shot lights out. It wasn't that they was necessarily more talented or whatnot. Sometimes even when you're smaller, you just gotta be physical. You gotta just not care. You gotta be reckless in a sense. You can't worry about your body being sore. You just gotta go in and get the ball, get the job done, and be worried about the rest after the game. And I felt like the Atlanta Dream did that a whole lot better than what the Mystics did tonight. That's the reason why they won.
All right, Ray.
Yeah, man, I agree with Cardell. Seemed like the Dream just played harder, to be perfectly honest. He brought up the rebound differential, the free throw line. That was a huge factor as well. The Dream 24-29, Mystics 10-12. That type of separation in a 5-point game is huge. So yeah, it was the Dream. They just played with more force. And yeah, man, neither team really shot the ball well, but the Dream were able to kind of counteract that with their advantage and rebounding. And the Mystics, they definitely had their chances. The Dream, they came out at the beginning of the fourth quarter, like on one. When the Mystics full back, they were right there, but a couple second chance opportunities for the Dream. I just kind of slowed their momentum, and the Mystics were never able to regain their footing. But yeah, man, Brittany Sykes, huge game for her. Even on top of the missed opportunities. And just, unfortunately for the Mystics, man, people are still trying to get back in rhythm totally. It looked like they were kind of around the corner, but then injuries creeped up again. Shakira sat out a few games. Ariel, she looked like she was getting her legs back, but then a nasal fracture, so she had to miss a couple games. She's back tonight. She was back tonight. Elena, she's still trying to work herself back. So it's just tough, man, to be trying to get your sea legs while you're fighting for playoff seeding with the postseason right around the corner. And it definitely doesn't get any easier for them. They're seeing Liberty on Sunday, who's most likely going to be their first round matchup. So, yeah, man, they just gotta they gotta fight through it, man, and figure out a way to win some games. It's a tall task, but they're pros, and the talent is there. They just got to clean some stuff up. Just like in this game, man, a couple ball bounced a couple different ways tonight, and we looking at a different result. But kudos to the Dream, man. They're the ones that made the plays. They hustled and they got the win. So yeah, man, it's nothing you can do about it now. But these are the ones that sting. you know. And even throughout the whole season, with the injuries and with everything they've been combating against, they've been in games. I can't even. It's hard to pinpoint a game that they just came out and got blasted. Like they've been in games, so I mean, it's really no excuse. They could be in a much better position than they are now, but they're here now and they got to figure it out from this point forward. So yeah, definitely a tough way to end your season at home. Now they got to go on the road and do some work.
Yeah, I think you guys laid it out perfectly. Just kind of a reminder from tonight, and then coming off the Sparks game. Obviously, the Sparks have different type of guards than Atlanta has, but the common theme is keeping guards out the paint. It was tough against Los Angeles with Canada, and I'm gonna Canada, Clarendon, and Cook. This game is totally different. Cardo mentioned athleticism, and this is the athleticism with size. Whole different box of problems. You're talking about Alicia, Ryan, Haley.
Lance Hillman.
Nas Hillman, another one of those in that group. Like you said, Atlanta clearly has a type of player that they seek, and it's worked out for them. They got 20. They got 20 boards from Ryan and Alicia tonight. Yeah, they had 47 as a team, but 20 from your backcourt's absurd. And again, we know what those two do with the ball on the offensive end as well. And as Cardo said, that wears on you over time. You're missing, the other piece of your puzzle in terms of size. When you guys are whole, it's 6'5" and 6'5" together. That's not what's there right now. You got those big, athletic, freakish guards coming in there, crashing at different times. Like, it's tough. And again, like you guys said, whatever's happened prior to this point, we're here. You got the last game of the regular season on Sunday. You ideally kind of know who you're playing. You got to tighten. You got Washington has to find a way to limit guards, opponent guards, from making impacts in terms of getting into the paint, because all hell breaks loose. Keeping them off the boards. These are just things that you can't afford going forward. Like you mentioned, Cardo, just some minor mental errors here and there. These are things that have to be cleaned up. Everything that happened, whatever it is, after Sunday, is 0-0, and you got it. You still have an opportunity ahead of you. It's up to them what they do with it. That said, player of the game, Cardo, we'll start with you.
Yeah, it's tough, man. But like Sai said, it's crazy. But yeah, man, winning matters, man. So I'm gonna give it to Ryan Howard. 21 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, man. Um, and that's what her settling for a lot of 3 pointers that she didn't hit. She 1 for 9. You know what I mean? And she cut that in half with the attempts. She'll be knocking on 30, man. So I'm gonna have to give it to her, man. She on the boards. She had the double double, and she's the one constant that the Missy try to focus on containing. And I'm not gonna say they did a bad job, but obviously they didn't do a good job because they didn't get the good win. It's just it just comes with the territory regarding a great player, man. They're gonna get their numbers, man. The thing is, you can't allow her to get 12 boards because no way in hell she's not averaging that, dog. You know what I'm saying? So she went above and beyond and found other ways to help her team win. So that's why you gotta give her play of the game in my eyes.
Right.
You on mute?
Yeah, definitely echo the same sentiments. Cardell, man, Ryan Howard was awesome. But the biggest play was at the end when she followed her own three, got the offensive board and the putback. That was to stave off the Mystics comeback push, and that was huge because Dream were drowning at that point. They went up 13. Look up, it's a 2-point game, and that was just a huge play.
All right. X Factor.
Definitely gonna say Alicia Gray, 17 and 8. She wasn't efficient shooting the ball, but 7-7 from the free throw line. She closed the game, and when she did, she occupied one of the 3 all-world defenders. She occupied them because of her production, and it was hard. You know what I'm saying? Like they couldn't just key in on one; they had to keep switching. You know what I mean? And they were switching. Meanwhile, trying to get over big screens from Billings and Parker, which is easy to do, man. So they had to work cut out for them defensively. But we all know Gray, she's a problem. You know what I'm saying? She always been a problem. So I think people understand she was kind of like the first great player that Dawn had down there in South Carolina before, age and all them started rolling in. She was the reason why a lot of them started rolling in. And she gets it going herself. Nothing you can really do about it, man. So got to give it to her. But I'm gonna definitely shout out. I'm gonna shout out Clyde. 7.15 assists with the Missy shooting that much. She found a way to get 15 assists with the Missy shooting that bad, man. Even with that let on 50, 40, 90 players, close to 14. That's impressive. 15 assists to 2 turnovers. I got to shout that out because you don't see that too often. And she was 1 for 5 for the field, so she was cold. It was backing off of her, but she still found ways to get the ladies going, man. So kudos to her. I gotta give her a shout out, man. That's a hell of a feat.
For sure. 15 assists when your team shoots 38%. Right?
Yeah, no, that's work, man. I'm glad Cardell brought that up because like most people would just focus on that 1 for 5, but she found other ways to contribute, like she does often, got the assist, played her to her normal standard defensively, but yeah, definitely Alicia Gray was, without her production, this is a loss for Atlanta. Plain and simple, man. She was right there with Ryan Howard, kind of driving the force and making impact. So yeah, definitely got to show her some love. But yeah, man, Cloud definitely that's what you want from a player in her position, man. Every night not gonna be your night shooting the ball, but shooting the ball ain't the only aspect of the game, man. It's a lot of other things you can do to make an impact, and she definitely did that.
Bro,
All
that's an
right,
8-to-1 ratio for assist to turnover. That damn near. That's crazy, man. That's out of this world, man.
Bro, she accounted for 15 of their 24 assists as a team. Like you guys said, on a night where they were struggling, to find 15, you were single-handedly the engine.
And that's why I always say, if she's hitting her shots, like if she was a pure shooter, she would be the best point guard in the WNBA period.
Oh yeah, I
all
agree.
WNBA defensive team year in year out. You see the assist. She don't really turn the ball over. She's a leader. She brings people together. She brings her teammates together. And then she's a pure shooter and hitting that thing. It would be ugly. She'd be a triple double threat every night. Every night.
All facts. All right, y'all. What we're gonna do is we're gonna talk to you guys after Sunday's regular season finales, the last game of the regular season on Sunday. Washington's taking on the Liberty, which again looks like who they'll be facing in the first round of the playoffs. We'll talk to you guys then. For Cardo Ray and myself, y'all have a great evening.